Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day today. Good day for me. Blah, blah, blah. What did I wear today? Blackstone Men's Collection Sandalwood. I actually put on a little bit of the beard oil, but the beard oil has very little smell except for pretty much just that fatty oil smell. I like beard oil. I'm not a big fan of this beard oil. It's a little too greasy. And the smell is so light it might as well be non existent. So, bang, reviewing that. There you go. The fragrance, however, pleasantly surprised actually. How I applied it. I put two in my moisturizer, one on the back of my neck, one in the front, one on the chest, one in each crinkly elbow shirt on, and a couple on the shirt. Because it is a $16.99 fragrance. Now that's not a knock against it. A lot of fragrances at about the $20 mark are really good, especially when you get into stuff like Lattafas and Armavs, $20-$30 range, really good. The $15 range like this, they're hit or miss, 50-50. So I wasn't sure. So I went with that many sprays. And it seemed to do all right. When I reapplied it, I put on a couple more, put a couple here and here. Because you do have to reapply this one. And, oh, by the way, I did have the day off, so I did it for a little shopping. So, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the notes in it, I couldn't find a whole lot on the internet on this. But they do have the notes listed on the front, but I do pick up a couple more, and I'll get into it when I talk about it. But this is what they say: sandalwood, oud wood, vanilla, tonka bean, amber, eastern spices. So a lot of all mid and base notes. There's really not a like you got your top notes are usually your citruses, your aldehydes, your fresher florals and things like that, stuff that pop off of the skin. So keep that in mind when I talk about performance. Not a lot of projection. But the type of scent it is, especially with mostly being base notes, it's not going to project that well anyway, but let's go. When I first put it on, now there is a citrus in there, and it's the lime. I pick up a lime citrus. And it's pretty prominent for about 15, 20 minutes, and then it pretty much disappears almost. I shouldn't say disappears, it's in the background, but far in the background. And the sandalwood and oud wood almost immediately start to come out. You're into the heart already, like I said, 20 minutes into it. And the sandalwood and the oud would start to come out. Now it's mostly, let's be real, it's not real oud at this price. Not even real sandalwood at this price. But it's mostly a sandalwood smell with a supporting oud note in this, which is fine. Still get a bit of that oud funk, sandalwood / oud funk. Very very Middle Eastern. The whole scent is Middle Eastern, but especially then it's very Middle Eastern with that sandalwood oud kind of vibe. And then, a little while later, I started picking up on some florals that aren't mentioned. Definitely a bit of rose in this, at the powdery rose, and a little bit of a sweet floral lavender. Just giving a little character to the fragrance because it really does need that with all these base notes. And it's nice. And then with those florals, you start picking up on a bit of the tonka bean, giving it a slightly dusty, earthy kind of vibe to the florals. Again, very nice. And then the warm amber and spices start to come out. And the spices I pick up are pretty much cinnamon, nutmeg with a little bit of pepper, maybe a hint of clove, but mostly cinnamon, nutmeg, spice. That's the Middle Eastern spices, and then into the fire dry down, actually nice sweet vanilla, creamy sweet vanilla starts to come out a bit. So, and all the while this is happening, it's still keeping that sandalwood and oud wood vibe. Like that's always in the front. The rest of them are just in the background supporting that. So, yeah, so at the end of the day, what is the smell? It's a sandal oud wood, warm, spicy fragrance. I mean, it's a woody, warm, spicy fragrance. Oud wood, woody, warm, spicy fragrance. Very nice, very nice. A lot of people do compare it to Tom Ford. I should say a lot of people. A couple things that I can find online. We're comparing it to Tom Ford Oud Wood. I don't have oud wood. I've had it in the past. Just decants type deal samples. So I went to Sephora today and sprayed oud wood on my hand and went back to my car and sprayed this on my hand. And while I can see the comparison, Oud Wood is Tom Ford Oud Wood is definitely, you can tell it is the better scent, I guess. It's deeper, it's richer, it's definitely, the oud is a lot more prominent in that, whereas the sandalwood is more prominent in this. The spices are more spicy in this than they are in oud wood. I really didn't pick up a lot of spice, a little bit in oud wood, but you do, like I said, you pick up quite a bit of that cinnamon nutmeg in this. So would I call it a clone? I mean, in its purest form, yes, that's definitely what they were going for. But as far as a clone goes, I don't think it's as close as, like Latafa's Woody Oud and things like that. If you're looking for oud wood, go with that. And it's not much more than this. So, but on its own, graded on its own, this isn't bad, especially for $16.99. It gives you that kind of Middle Eastern. This is a little more Middle Eastern than oud wood too, by the way. Gives you that Middle Eastern kind of vibe, and that oud wood kind of vibe if you want oud wood on a budget. Yeah, so at the end of the day, like I said, it's a woody, spicy, ambery kind of scent. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just nice. Again, Middle Eastern, so it's going to be, it's not going to be your everyday crowd pleaser, so to speak, but I mean, it's not going to turn too many people away. Some people who just really don't like oud and sandalwood, it will, but can't please everybody. So, yeah, just performance. Like I said, doesn't project the best. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour might be. I don't have a stopwatch, so arm's length out there while that lime is doing its thing. Then it comes in really quick. Starts to sit really close, about a foot away, for a few hours. And there's this, a decent little skin scent for about an hour, and then it does sit on the skin really close for a couple hours after that, but it's very light, so I wouldn't really, you can include that if you want, but I wouldn't. So yeah, but I mean, for $16.99, you're getting you're getting a relatively unique to, not to us frag heads, but unique to the general public. Relatively unique. Maybe even a little off-putting to some people, but sometimes you want that. So yeah, for $16.99, not too bad at all, really, honestly. If you're looking, like I said, but if you're looking for an oud wood dupe and you look for oud wood and you don't want to pay the oud wood price, the Tom Ford price, go with like Latafa's Woody Oud. There's another one, I can't remember the name of it now, but they're all $25, $30. So, and they're better than this too. They last a little longer, smell, a little stronger. But I mean, if you're fine with, having to reapply every 4 hours, which doesn't bother me either. So this will do the trick, and it'll give you that Middle Eastern vibe if you're really not into it. Yeah, or not into it, but I mean, if you haven't really been able to try a lot of them fragrances and you're interested, this will get you a nice starter into that. So yeah, that's it, guys. Compliments. I did get a compliment wearing today when I went to Shoppers. By the way, I got a couple samples. Polo 67 and Isai Miyake Lavender. I'm going to first impression those here in the next couple days and do a wearing of them. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, perfectly fine for $17, guys. I mean, smells better than that. It's, it doesn't smell like it should be a Tom Ford, but it smells like a Calvin Klein kind of quality. You know what I mean? A $40, $50 fragrance, right? So for $16.99, good value, good smell, unique to the general public, and it will get you compliments. Like I said, though, I got that compliment of Shoppers. A lady at Shoppers asked what I was wearing. I told her, so it's nice. So, it is what it is. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.